Welcome back, guys. This is the AJ Show, episode 17. I'm your co-host, Jake Ellenbogen. Joining me, as always, is Adam Grego, and also known as Adam Steele. Sorry, gotta throw that out there. Eventually, someday, you'll be bigger as Adam Steele than Adam Grego, and I'll have to start calling you Adam Steele.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. So today, we're going to be discussing David DeCastro. That was a huge news type of deal, and we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about Trey Turner. Adam did a deep dive on Trey Turner, so you could check that out on his channel after this. Or, well, on top of it, you could also listen to us because he's going to tell you. He's like the Trey Turner expert over here now.
I think I am, yeah. I feel like I watched a lot of
So let's just dive right into that, right? So it's a, I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. And I send you a text, and I'm like, oh, my God, David DeCastro just got released.
Yeah, I was in the shower.
I was like, what is happening?
I knew something happened. It's so funny. Because that day there was like the rumblings about how David DeCastro hasn't been in at all, really. I think he went to one practice. And I know that usually when you spam text me like that, like aggressively, like you're telling me something.
Yeah.
And I saw it come in on my watch in the shower, and I was like, something happened. And so I hopped out and looked, and it was you yelling at me that they released David DeCastro.
Yeah, but this is what content creators do for each other. Like, I realize that maybe you already know, maybe you don't. And I know how much that means for your channel, so I was just like, David DeCastro, like, because I wanted to make sure that you got it so you can make that video. Yeah, I mean, it was a shock to me. I did see my guy Nick Faribaugh on Twitter, because I tagged him, I tagged you, and I tagged, I forget who else I tagged, sorry. No, I tagged Roy, Countryman. Yeah. But anyway, I tagged all three of you. He got back to me immediately and was just like, yeah, it sounds like it's an injury, and you know he's contemplating retirement. To me, I don't see any other way. To me, this is absolutely retirement. The way he was talking, it sounds to me like he didn't actually want to leave Pitt. It just sounds like his career's over. They needed to jump on it immediately and get Trey Turner now because he had a lot of competition. I think 8 teams were in on him. So I think the Steelers really needed the money immediately. So I think he made a team decision. What are your thoughts on that?
You think DeCastro made a team decision?
I think he basically told them, I'm probably not going to play.
I don't think so.
I'm probably going to have to hang it up. And he told them that, and, they were...
Based on the way he spoke about it, he just knows he has to get surgery again, and he doesn't know how it's going to respond.
That's true.
But I think it's 50-50 as far as if he retires or doesn't. I think it really hinges on, how his ankle responds. Based on the way... Because he was like, I'm okay with hanging it up, but I'm going to get the surgery. I'm going to see how it responds. Like, he said that. So, it's 50-50, but... I think it was more the Steelers. They were like, okay, we're not going to have a David DeCastro, the right guard, for who knows how long because you don't know how it's going to go.
Well, they had to strike right then and there.
Yeah, they had to do it.
But you don't love Trey Turner.
I don't love Trey Turner.
And I don't blame you.
I think he's average right now.
I mean,
I didn't watch far back enough.
Yeah, honestly.
I don't know where his Pro Bowl nod came from. I guess it was his play in the past because 2019 and certainly 2020, he was not a Pro Bowl guard by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, we talked about this, and Trey Turner recently, when he's coming off that injury, so, throw the 2020 tape in the garbage. He was playing injured. It is not anything like he's done in his career. That was just awful. 2019 is more probably what the Steelers are getting, and that's an average guard, in my opinion, I think 2017 and 16 were his best seasons. But I also said to you in that same, text thing that we were texting about him, and I said one thing that I noticed is when he was playing with guys like Ryan Khalil and like a big, unit around him, that's when he succeeded. But when he was with like the Chargers last year, they did not have a good offensive line. So It doesn't shock me. This guy is as good as you can make him. So say Kendrick Green comes out and just balls out like I think he can. And then say Banner is as great as he thinks he can be. Then I think Turner would be good.
I think he'll be okay. I think he's a Ramon Foster guy, type of guy at this point. Not Ramon Foster in his prime.
I was going to say, that's disrespect.
Ramon Foster in his prime should have been in the Pro Bowl more. At all. I think he made it one year when, the whole Steelers offensive line did.
Yes.
When they had Munchak. But I think he's like what Ramon Foster was his final like 2 years right now, which is good enough. I mean, it's with, like you said, with a talented line around him, can be a good offensive line altogether, all said and done. But you have to know his limitations, and he has limitations for sure. I mean, he's just not very quick, which is funny because I looked at his combine numbers, and he ran like a 4.8 something or maybe 9.5, which for his size is, pretty good.
Yeah.
But he was getting beat consistently by speed rushers to the inside. Pulling, you don't want him pulling. He can't really get out in space, or maybe he doesn't try. Maybe
that's what you have Dotson for, though.
Maybe there's some laziness there. I don't want to call him lazy, but just on tape when I did see him pull, which was very rare in 2019, it was slow. It wasn't good. It just keep him in a phone booth, honestly, like what Ramon Foster was, and you're gonna get the best results from him, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think with the Steelers, their offensive line is fine. It's, they're going to be the joke of the internet. They're going to be meme central, but I think a lot of that.
I mean, they lost every single guy.
Oh, absolutely. And
Even
continuity
Dotson,
is huge.
You can say really is new because he was in and out of the lineup so much last year.
I know.
So literally it's turnover at every position.
So Dotson's your veteran. Well, no, you got Trey Turner.
Have you ever seen an offensive line lose all 5 players in one offseason like that? I've never
not
seen
that
it.
I remember.
Or not that I can recall.
Yeah.
No. So it's funny. It's crazy. It's a lot of question marks. I can't stand the people that are like, they're like, oh, well, they're all young and talented with a lot of, like, it's like, so there's no question marks. They're going to be better. It's like, you don't know. Like, they could all be first-round picks. They're still all question marks.
I'm kind of like that, but at the same time, I have some, like, there's normalcy with my statement because my feeling is that the Steelers' offensive line can be top 10 this year. But
yeah, if they all
there are question marks.
4 out of 5 of them pan out.
There are absolutely question marks. I mean, Okorafor is a guy I liked in the draft, but I haven't liked him in the NFL at all.
Yeah.
Banner's a guy that I liked in the draft, and I've liked a little bit in the NFL, and he's had his moments, but
he hasn't had enough moments.
That's the thing.
He just hasn't been on the field.
He's been a little injury prone. A little.
The ACL, obviously, but I don't know prior to that, like, what he's dealt with.
He had some nicks at USC. So, I mean, I love Dotson and I love Green.
Dotson's the GOAT. I mean, he's the guy on the offensive line. He's got what he showed last year was really great. Like, even PFF loved
Remember
him.
when you guys drafted him, I said he's better than Robert Hunt. And you're like, really?
Yeah, I really like Dotson. He's the one guy I definitely believe in. I'm not even concerned about. So.
And I don't think there's any need to be concerned about him. Our guy, it's Aiden Too Cool. What's up, Aiden? I was camping when I found out 24 hours after it happened. Oh, that's depressing. Saw a video of Trey Turner destroying Aaron Donald single-handed. Yeah, so talk about that. I saw that.
It was just a good rep. I mean, obviously it's Aaron Donald, so
yeah, it's not going to happen consistently.
No, not at all. But I included it because anytime you win one freaking snap against Aaron Donald, it's worth talking about.
Yeah.
So. But it was really just a sign, like a showing of his power because. And Donald, I think, kind of jumped and lost like some balance there, and he took advantage of it, used his strength to get him into the dirt.
Oh, he did like the jump shot he does?
He just kind of, I don't know what exactly Donald
I don't remember the exact
doing.
play. I just saw it was just on your video. I just saw it, and I don't remember exactly what his technique was.
Yeah.
But yeah, the balance was not there.
Yeah, and then he took advantage of it, used his power.
But that's good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
That's the strength of Turner's game is his power. And then I showed another clip where Donald just blasted by him with a beautiful swim move using speed.
Yeah,
which was his Turner's weakness, his speed rushers. Not good against speed rushers.
Well, that's going to be an issue.
Which is scary because he's next to Zach Banner, who's not fast either.
Yeah,
so those two on that side, I'm going to be watching them a lot.
You're probably going to have to throw who's it, Gentry at.
I would hope Freiermuth is playing over Gentry.
Well, I mean, I would hope Freiermuth could take it, but if he can't, you're going to need a guy to chip.
Yeah, I think it would. If they were going to get help, it would be from like Freiermuth because Eric Ebron ain't. Really
do you remember when Bobby Evans started for the Rams at right tackle? And it was a nightmare, right? Because Bobby Evans started his first ever game. He started at right tackle against Khalil Mack on primetime.
Yeah.
And he handled him, but he didn't handle him the way like everyone's just like, and this is the funny thing is like Rams fans will tell you he dominated him. What I would tell you, and I am a Rams fan, but what I would tell you in my unbiased opinion is that he would not have dominated him if Sean McVay didn't draw up that chip. Every single play, Tyler Higbee gave him a nudge every single play. And that's what you're going to have to do as the Steelers, in my opinion, is if you have, a deficiency at stopping, that big speed rusher, you're going to have a chip every single down, it seems like.
Yeah, or
because you can't risk Ben Roethlisberger getting hit like that. Right,
at least it's not on his blind side.
That's the only thing. Yes, it's not on his blind side.
I mean, my biggest concern is the right side of that line going into this season, because if I'm a D coordinator, I can think of 10 ways right now to just abuse the lack of athleticism that's going to be on the side of Zach Banner and Trey Turner.
You just overload it.
I'm not worried about Chuck's. That's his strength, is actually being athletic. Same with Kevin Dotson. He's got athleticism and power. Kendrick Green's got all the athleticism in the world. But you get to that right side, I mean,
it's like this teeter-totter, and all of a sudden just like,
So I'm gonna be paying attention to the right side, I think, a lot this season.
Yeah, I think that could be a subject of some good videos, good breakdowns. You could actually show this is the difference between having that athleticism and why scouts look for that in the draft, and then this is what happens when you don't have it.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not the case, but you could probably have teaching moments there. Ben Roethlisberger, I think, does not get enough credit for his escapability and his ability to elude sacks. I don't know exactly how many he had last year, how many he suffered, but I think it was like 10. Like, it was not a lot.
It was pretty low.
And I think that's going to be beneficial, and that might honestly be something the Steelers are taking advantage of when they look at offensive line, because they're like, well, he can get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, he can't like he used to. I mean, he was honestly, that was one of my favorite aspects of watching Ben for, the first 10 years of his career. Magician in the pocket, just
it's like nonchalant,
eyes in the back of his head. And then if they did somehow get to him and get a hand on him, he was so big he would just throw him. It was just a treat to watch. But he's definitely not that good at that anymore, just because he's 39. But I mean,
do it.
That'll be nice that at least that weakness is on the right side where he can see it coming, and he's still really good at sensing the pressure and stepping up and kind of sliding around the pocket. So yeah, that'll help for sure.
I agree, and I think the thing that's going to be fun is watching Najee, because I think Najee Harris can create, but if they give him any semblance of like run blocking, he's gonna have a 1,400-yard season.
I think he could. I really do.
I have him around like the 1,100, probably throwing 300 to 400 receiving yards,
probably
maybe more.
I could see 5, 6.
Maybe
honestly.
Canada just goes balls to the wall.
Yeah,
He's like, I have a close to generational talent at running back. I'm going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and he's ready. Like, he is, just watching him, even in mandatory, like, mini camps, just crushing the drills.
I've been seeing that.
Footwork impeccable. Just looks like a running back. And I know that kind of sounds silly, but, like, you'll see guys come out of the draft as rookies, like, running through drills, and you're like, oh, they're thinking a little too much there. They're not quite like naturally there yet, or whatever it is. They don't have a great feel for the position yet. They're young. That's to be expected. He's just, you watch him in drills, he's freaking dicing it up with his feet. He's chopping it. He's running through the blockers perfectly, switching the ball to the right side of his arm.
I love he's very good at that.
Instinctually, just
he's very good at that.
You can put him in game one, give him 30 touches, and you not be scared.
No, and like there are people like, well, he had like 600 something carries in college. Yeah, but he's built to like
he's built for it.
What did he suffer? Like, because I keep hearing like, oh, well, he's an injury risk. What injury did he suffer in college? I watched like all the games. I like Alabama.
I don't think he missed any games, did he?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I think the thing is, people, it's just it's a tale of not doing your homework.
Yeah.
So they look at, well, he didn't play that year. Okay, well, Josh Jacobs was there that year. Damien Harris. I mean, that's the only knock on Najee, is that he's not like a 4-year starting running back. That's like the only knock that I've ever seen. And or like he's injury prone, when that's just that's not true.
Yeah. No, he's a big boy. I mean, he's 6'2", 6'3", and 230. I mean, he can take the beating, and you're going to, first round running back, you're going to run the wheels right off of him. That's what you got to do.
And he ran a 4.5, right?
He didn't run.
Oh, he
But
didn't run?
on
Okay.
tape, I would say it looks like a 4.5.
Yeah,
a
and so,
4.5.
there were people like, well, he's not, the fastest running back.
No, he's not.
He's not like Melvin Gordon, or I'm like,
Yeah, I didn't think
Okay.
Melvin was even that fast. I think
Melvin
he's-
Gordon ran a 4.4.
But
Jonathan Taylor ran a 4.3.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
Taylor's got that deep speed.
I love it. Najee, to me, at least to
I think
me.
he can hit the home runs. I think he's fast enough when he gets up to speed. He can run away. I mean, he can hit the home run.
I'm going to say something that might piss off some people, but Najee, to me, is like Ezekiel Elliott, but, actually every bit, that good. I feel like Elliott, throughout his career, early on, was a good running back,
Oh, yeah.
but was, transformed because of the supporting cast
offensive
around
line.
him. But I feel like Najee could do more with less.
I believe that. I think he's kind of underrated in that aspect of his game. Because he's coming from Alabama, you just assume, well, the offensive line clearly helped. The offense clearly helped. But he's got amazing vision. He's got great feet. He can run with speed, power, elusiveness. He's got it all. He's got all the traits. So.
Well, and, you can have a great offensive line and still have to create. I watched, a guy who had no offensive line whatsoever at Florida State, Cam Akers, he would create. Yeah. And, that's the thing is, what are you doing? What do I mean when I say create? When there aren't yards there, you accumulate 7, 8, 9 yards after the fact because you you create the crease. You do something. You may do a subtle movement, a subtle step, or you may jump over the guy like Najee does. That's creating yardage. That's just it's not there. So he does that a lot.
That hidden yardage can change football games, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for real. 1-2 yards extra every time you run the football, or every other time you run that totally loses or wins you games.
And being built like that, this is always the biggest. This is the scariest thing about guys built like Todd Gurley, because once you get to the second level, you're bigger than everyone else trying to tackle you.
And you're faster.
You're faster and you're bigger.
Yeah.
So it's plus you have a head of steam. So if you've already gotten the second level, you have all the momentum.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I think the Steelers' offense should run through Najee this year. Honestly, I think that's the recipe for success. Just give him the ball 20, 30 times a game. I don't care.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you. Yeah. And, another thing I wanted to touch on. So there was a CBS graphic or whatever. We were talking about this right before we went on air. I think it was Jason LaConfora, so I don't put too much stock into it.
This guy's a clown.
But it was really interesting. He had this coaching hot seat chart, and it was first off, can we just point out, I'm not a David Culley stan, but the poor guy's already on the hot seat.
I know.
Are you kidding me? He's never coached a game, and he's on your hot seat chart. You have to be out of your gourd.
So dumb.
So yeah, I thought that was insane. But I was a little shocked to see Matt LaFleur on there, and who's literally, I think he's won the NFC 2 years back to back.
It might have to do with just the turmoil in Green Bay right now.
I think it's more than LaFleur though. But I hear you.
Oh, yeah, I think it's an organizational thing.
Yeah. But Kliff Kingsbury was there. And to me, I don't get it. I think there's people that are still bitter he got a job because he had a losing record at Texas Tech. I've seen that. How many people have you seen that are bitter he got a job?
A lot.
It's unreal.
But I think he's doing good at building a team that can compete in Arizona. I mean, you got to give them... If the trend is going up, give them time, and the trend for them is going up.
I don't love their GM. I've said that. And I don't think that their team is a superstar-filled team like everyone's saying. I think the problem with the Cardinals is that they opted to go with more flair this offseason. I don't think they went for need. I think they went for flair. They went out and they got J.J. Watt. They went out and they got A.J. Green. How much does that help you? You know what I mean? And so, obviously, I think it'll help a little bit with J.J. Watt. I don't know about A.J. Green, and they're paying him a lot of money. Not only that, you're running the risk of stunning, a Christian Kirk's growth, Andy Isabella. You just went out and got Rondale Moore. So, I honestly, I hated that move. I hated the move for Green, too, because you're looking for a fresh start. And you're going to go to a place where you'll get buried again. Yeah. That was the issue with Cincy, is that they had T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand that. But, I think Arizona is the third best team in the NFC West. I got some pushback on Twitter when I said that.
It's a great division, though. So it's third is not.
Well, yeah, I have
That's like
Seattle
saying
fourth.
You're the third in the AFC North. It's like, okay, that's fine because
Yeah.
you're all pretty much on that tier.
But what they did, by the way, they did go out and they got what's his name? Rodney Hudson. So they got a true center. And, forgot to tell you. So I was going through the film, and I think you remember I was big on DJ Humphries in the draft like years ago.
Yeah.
And Humphries has kind of been a bust. But
yeah, he hasn't been that great. Yeah.
well, that's what I was going to say. So I'm watching the film. DJ Humphries is one of the best tackles in football.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Eh.
And it happened overnight. Like it just clicked last year. DJ Humphries is one of the best tackles in football. He almost made my top 100 list. He's really good. And that's what they needed. They needed him to find his stride. Then they go out and they get Rodney Hudson. That offensive line's going to be better for Kyler. Kyler, I also saw people were saying Kyler hasn't developed. I disagree.
I don't think I wasn't sold. I didn't like Kyler coming out anyways.
He's better than what you expected, right? Or he's the same.
He's kind of around where I thought. I always thought he had a good arm as far as
I think he's a top 15 quarterback.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
Well, in his second year, top 15, that's pretty good going in your third year.
Yeah, but I would put him 10 to 15 probably.
Yeah, but going in your third year, there's a lot of
probably
13
to 15, I guess, somewhere around there is where, just right off the top of my head. I don't know. And also my archetype of quarterback. I'm always
of
gonna
course.
sour on.
I think it's an acquired taste with somebody like Kyler Murray.
I don't think I'll ever acquire it because I don't think they last. Russell Wilson is the one that has ever lasted built like that.
And he was not built like that. He's more thick,
and he's taller.
He's 5'10". He's not 5'8". I like Kyler, and I think he can withstand it. But here's the thing, is that there's one thing in particular with his game that I cannot stand, and I know everybody that watches him knows this. When he is rolling to his right,
okay,
and he sees guys covered and can actually take off with the football and run, and obviously he could probably get this first down.
He doesn't.
He all of a sudden peers over to his left. He sees a guy wide open in the back, but doesn't see the linebacker who's kind of drifting, he's around he's in his zone essentially. Very rangy linebacker, and he throws across the field. Don't do that. He rolled all the way to his right. This isn't Madden. You can't just throw to the other sideline.
Well, in college, he probably did that a lot and got away with it because he does have a pretty good arm.
Yeah, and it's just...
I think that's something you just learn, though, luckily. So that's not something he'll hopefully hold on to. But I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of him.
Yeah, I get that. I think that's really my only issue with him. I think he is a good quarterback. I think he's top 15. He might be 15. He might be in the top 10. I don't know. But I would say he's top 15. I do think, he's a good quarterback. He has his moments. He suffered an injury down the stretch. That hurt him. But they almost made the playoffs. So I think in year 3, you have to be aiming for the playoffs. No way would I actually put... I would not put Kliff Kingsbury on the hot seat. I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't either.
I think,
That's a weird thing to do, I think.
Yeah, so you're saying, it's Super Bowl or bust? You're saying a playoff or bust? Okay, fine, maybe, but not even because it's it's hard to make the playoffs in the NFC. The NFC West especially. So, I don't know. That's kind of where I stand on that. Matt LaFleur, I just laugh at. The dude went 13-3, back-to-back years. I don't know.
Yeah, so Aaron Rodgers still hasn't reported to camp, right? So what's going on? What do you think happens there?
I kind of feel like he's going to go to Denver.
What do you think he's looking for? Do you think he's looking for money, or is he really just I don't want to be, trade me, essentially?
I think he's just tired of this team. He feels... Think about this. You're Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has come out and said he thinks Brady's better than him, but you have to know that
he said that.
Yeah, he's given him credit as the GOAT.
I guess you kind of have to at this point.
But it was a while ago. But my point is that Rodgers and Brady are at least on the same tier. Rodgers could probably say he does more, with less.
Well, if we're talking athletically gifted,
that's what I'm saying. Rodgers is looking at Brady winning all these Super Bowls, and he's sitting here in Green Bay. He's like, I'm winning, and we're not winning. We're not getting over the hump. And I keep saying, hey, maybe let's do this or let's do this. And then
They just don't listen.
He sees them not doing that, but then he sees Tom Brady's team doing that. You know, you look at Tampa. Tom Brady could have literally asked them for anybody, and they were going to try and acquire him. You know, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski. I mean, you know, Leonard Fournette. And, you know, I think Aaron Rodgers is over there in Green Bay like, all right, you guys tortured me with McCarthy. I never got along with that guy. And now I've had 2 top 10 defenses in my career. And now we have an opportunity. There's, you know, a big-time player that falls or what have you on the offensive side of the ball, and you draft Jordan Love. And I think that he played it off like it wasn't a huge deal. Like, he's like, well, yeah, you know, my days are numbered in Green Bay. Like, it's going to happen eventually. He played it off like he didn't care. That is the PR move.
Right.
Behind closed doors, I'm sure he was furious. And I'm sure he's probably looking at like little things like Julio Jones comes up, right? And you see Brandon Cooks in the past, a guy that could absolutely, like, I think he could take Green Bay to the next level because you have Brandon Cooks and Devontae Adams. I've actually been saying they should trade for Brandon Cooks like tomorrow.
Well, I don't know why they never got him a deep threat.
That's the thing. So, like, Devontae Adams is his best receiver he's had.
But he's not like a burner, you know, that takes the top off.
He's methodical, you know.
No, but I'm talking like, I don't know, like Tyreek Hill obviously is the cliche, but someone like that where, like,
no, I agree.
Just a burner.
I mean, that's what they did with Marquez Valdez-Scantling, but he was like a late, you know, what, 7th, 6th rounder? I mean, he was a late pick. So, you know, when people say Aaron Rodgers is, you know, whiny and all that, maybe. But on top of it,
definitely is.
I think he has a point. I think
he has a point.
I side with him in a sense where I get it. If you're watching people that are like your caliber of player and they're getting help and you're constantly saying, like, what they're getting is exactly what you're saying you need, and that's the final step. I mean, Green Bay lost the NFC title game to a team whose quarterback threw 3 interceptions because they are not that.
Rodgers, you mean?
Yeah. Rodgers carried them, and then at the end, people say, well, the goal line and 3 and out and all that. And I'd say, well, how different would it have been if they had like a Julio Jones there that he could throw up to? You know, how different would it have been if they had a Kyle Pitts or somebody, you know, like that athletic guy that can go up and be a red zone threat? They have Devontae Adams, and like people will say, well, he has Robert Tonyan. Okay, who created Robert Tonyan? Because I can tell you right now, Robert Tonyan was a nobody in San Francisco, and then he went to the Packers, and now all of a sudden he's like going tight end 7 in fantasy leagues. That's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the reason anybody knows who Allen Lazard is. Aaron Rodgers is the reason anybody knows who Marquez Valdez-Scantling is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the thing. And so I don't think he's getting enough credit from his own organization, and I think he's tired of it. And to be honest with you, he's justified.
That's fair. Yeah, I would be very interested in seeing him get traded, honestly, for 2 reasons. I want to see him on a team where he feels like this is where he has the best opportunity to succeed and see if he can.
Yeah.
And then I want to see Jordan Love, man.
I kind of want to see Jordan Love. I'm not going to lie.
I want to see him.
I liked Drew Lock a lot in Denver, but I kind of want to see Rodgers in Denver. I think like Denver is literally this close to being a Super Bowl contender.
Rodgers in Cleveland. I'm still trying to manifest that.
I don't know what because you are. You're psycho over there.
Imagine if
Steelers fan wants him in Cleveland.
I have to want it just for the culture of football.
I know.
Because that team with Aaron Rodgers, oh my God.
To me,
oh my God.
Well, and like, I mean, I'd like to see him.
It won't happen though.
I'd like to see him in New England.
Nah, dude, the Browns have the best team in football besides their quarterback.
Probably, yeah.
No, not probably.
I mean, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, who's close? Think about it. Skill positions: Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry. Tight ends. I'm blanking on some of them, but David Njoku.
I think the Steelers are up there.
Who's the number 1 tight end for them? It's not Njoku. They have someone else.
Hooper
and Njoku are your 2 tight ends. Jarvis Landry.
Njoku's not even number 2. They got the
they have another guy.
Harrison Bryant.
Yeah, I mean, come on. And then your 2 running backs are Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. Your offensive line is amazing. And then
their offensive. No, I mean, I agree with you. I'm just saying, I mean, if it's not, I don't think they're an option because I think that they actually believe Baker's that guy.
No, I'm just saying, like, imagine, though. That'd be crazy.
But you have to have that internal conversation, about do we go out and get Aaron Rodgers and just do it?
They're not gonna, but
No, they wouldn't.
It would be nuts.
Because the problem is you make that trade now. I don't know if that's enough time. Like, there has to be time in between, in my opinion, and that would just be, that'd be rushing it, I think, for the Browns. Because the Browns have already kind of established, like, a nucleus. Like, they're not.
No, this is their team for the
Yeah,
next,
they're not about to blow up.
Yeah.
But what I would say is Denver, who has no reason to, like, they probably feel pretty good. But at the same time, they don't have any reason to believe they'll win the Super Bowl this year, If they got Rodgers, though, that changes everything.
Yep.
And Rodgers is a very interesting trade because it's one of those unprecedented trades where you wouldn't have to give up a young quarterback to get him, in my opinion. So, you look at that, and it's like, okay, so I trade for Aaron Rodgers, and I could keep Drew Lock. Green Bay might have to take on Teddy Bridgewater's deal to make it work, but I could keep Drew Lock, have Aaron Rodgers for the next 2 to 3 years, and then still have Drew Lock.
I think Rodgers, yeah.
Because why would Green Bay want another quarterback?
I think Rodgers has like 3-4 more years in him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he might have more than that. I don't even know.
Well, it just depends on how much he wants to play.
Speaking of which, Tom Brady, did you see his statement?
Oh, God, what did he say? I'm going to play till like I'm 55.
No.
Oh.
No, quite the opposite. He said it's coming to an end.
Really?
I know.
What did he say? Was
it
on
sounded
Twitter?
like he said 2 more years. It was on that the shop, that show with like Kid Cudi and
okay,
Draymond Green, Chelsea Handler. Yeah.
Interesting. So he said he was like 2 more years probably.
Yeah.
How old is he now? 46?
I don't think he's 46. He's going to play until he's 45. He's probably like 43, 42.
Really?
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Yeah, you're right. 46 is too old.
He is 43.
Okay.
He turns 44 August 3rd.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, but I don't know, man. If he keeps winning, why would he stop?
I think he just, he feels like he got all he can out of it. Here's the thing. It's the best way I can put it is like this, okay?
He's got to stop injecting, baby blood into him eventually, right?
He looks younger to me.
Killed enough babies, right?
Bro, he looks
younger now than he
young.
did when he was a rookie, dude.
It's weird.
He doesn't even look like the same person.
No.
I think he's like
Do you think it's one of those like Paul McCartney conspiracies?
I think he's gotten plastic surgery. I think he does like Botox stuff. I think he does like stem cells all throughout his body. I think he does all that stuff.
I don't know if he's gotten a ton of plastic surgery or anything.
Maybe not a ton, but like
you can't really notice it because it's
definitely
like
Botox. Come on.
Maybe but he looks like normal. You know what I mean?
No, it doesn't look crazy, but I mean he was always a handsome
doesn't look like
dude.
Courtney Cox or anything
Right.
like that.
But at the very least, he shoots himself up with like stem cells and all that kind of stuff all the time. 100% he does.
Interesting.
That's true. I know it for a fact.
Tom Brady's been playing football since our grandfathers were alive.
It's true. All right, what's next? Topic?
Yeah, so next up here, the uniform conversation, because the 2022 helmet rule is going to allow 2 helmet shells. So we see these 2 beautiful helmets right here. That means the Rams could bring back the actual
the
Fibonacci.
I
forget what the hell it's called. The Fibonacci.
The actual. Could they bring back the ram horns?
Yeah. It's like Fibonacci horn. No, it's not the horn, but it's like the spiral. So the actual spiral could be back with that for like one of the helmet options, and then the Steelers have a yellow helmet that I love, and they could go back to that. What are your thoughts?
They got to do it, and they have to do it
Tomorrow.
Yeah. No, the Steelers need to do it in their 2 biggest games because Ben Roethlisberger had both of his 600 or 500-yard passing, 6 touchdown games in throwback jerseys.
That's nuts.
So they just need to do that. So just save the yellow helmets for your biggest games and do it. No, but jokes aside, I am excited for it because, yeah, I didn't even notice that became a rule that you couldn't have it for the last few years. But
It's for like player safety, but I
looking-
just think it's overblown.
looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, I missed that. Like, no, they should be able to have more than 2 shells, multiple shells. I don't know why they limit it like that, but
Yeah, it's weird.
yeah, I'm excited for it. It'll be fun. More teams will obviously now do more throwbacks because they'll be able to pick whatever color helmet to match with whatever aesthetic they're going for. And
You know what might be cool though? The Rams were stuck with their spiral. They were stuck with that helmet because they actually got away with the helmet shell, so they just put the sticker, so they could still do the horn, right?
right,
But the sticker,
the color would not be right because that
Exactly.
blue is more like metallic blue now, and those horns are like, I don't know, they just look better on the darker kind of midnight blue.
I was actually gonna say I want to see him on that
Oh, you do want to see it on
because the Rams, no matter what anyone says, as
feel like-
great as their uniforms have been, they've never matched ever.
that. Yeah,
They have like 3 different shades of blue on them.
yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, you could argue they matched with
I just want to see the
with St.
traditional
Louis, but
traditional horns come back. I miss them.
I like that. But yeah, I hear you. And then the Steelers, the yellow helmet's great, but it's a different type of yellow.
What do you mean?
It's even like brighter than that.
Yeah, it is.
It's way different because that's more like kind of like a goldish, like orangey yellow,
yeah,
like that kind of.
right.
But
Yeah,
theirs
the
is
yellow
like
helmet
a
is like
yellow.
a sun yellow or like a.
I love it
yeah,
because no one has that color,
it's cool.
so
Yeah.
it's like its own thing,
It
you know.
pops. I like it too. Yeah.
And then, Tampa Bay with the creamsicle. I actually like the creamsicles. I know there's a lot of people that say it's
I don't
garbage.
think they're bad.
You like them?
I think they're cool. I mean, for like, I wouldn't want them as my full-time helmet, but like when
Throwback,
they wear
it's
them in a
perfect.
throwback, it looks pretty cool. I think. Yeah.
The Bills with the red helmets, I would not be okay with.
Yeah. I don't like them.
They were ugly, man.
Nah. Yeah.
And then they add the white, and I'm like, whoa. But actually, there was somebody that said that they were hearing a lot of not Rams. A lot of teams would opt for a black helmet shell. I know the Rams 2022 uniforms are rumored, even maybe 2021, rumored to be either the sole yellow top, or the black. They already have a black helmet out there.
Wait,
with
so
that.
change the helmet color to yellow
So no, it would change the top to yellow.
with the blue helmet? color?
Yeah. Or there's also a rumor out there that they would be black with a black helmet.
Black jersey, black helmet.
Yeah.
Why? Why are they going black? They've
Well,
never...
they were black in 1937, black and red.
So going back permanently, or as like a throwback?
As as an alternate.
Gotcha.
But I think it was Bobby Wagner. He said that the players were trying to push for Seattle to have a black uniform, an all black
Everyone
uniform.
wants black.
So that's my thing. So I think a lot of teams are going to go with that like darker helmet shell that don't typically have that. Remember the Titans when they switched that? That looks clean. The
No.
Titans helmet looks clean. Before
Right
it was
now?
silver.
Yeah, I like their helmet right now.
Yeah, like I think the darker worked for them. I don't think the darker worked for Buffalo. I think having the white actually works better. It contrasts more. It's funny because they were talking about like the 49ers. I'm like, how different does the 49ers throwback look from their today's? Like, I
Yeah,
mean, they look the
not-
same.
Not much.
But the Steelers had the yellow helmets. That would be cool.
Yeah.
The Broncos, the D, that
Yeah.
would be cool.
And then the Browns have nothing because it's just brown. The Browns have the worst
They have that
uniforms.
the dog logo on their helmet.
Yeah, they have the worst.
They should do that.
Wow, who approved, like, yes, let's be called the Browns, and let's also have brown jerseys and orange. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, the orange helmet, never understood that.
The brown jersey. Why would you want brown jerseys?
Why were we like pretending last year that they were great jerseys? Remember when like they came
I
out
never
and
pretended that.
not we, but like they, like everybody
because
was like they're so
They
good.
gotta hype it up, you know. It's all they got. It's not good though.
People are like, oh, it's a classic. I'm like, they're
It's
just
not
disgusting.
Classic. It's not classic. Just because it's boring does not mean classic.
Yeah, I know.
Those two things are not synonymous.
The Cowboys, the stars on their like the shoulders. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's the white helmet with like the blue star.
Yes.
those would probably be in the cards. The Eagles. So they had a blue, like a kind of a powder blue and yellow helmet. I don't know if you remember. It was years ago. I like that more than the Kelly green. And people think I'm insane for it. What are your thoughts?
I like their green.
The old green?
Oh, I don't know.
It's in I think it was in Invincible or something. I'll show it to you. Because it's the Eagles Kelly green is considered one of the best. But tell me that doesn't look like the Jets though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest. It does look a little too jetty.
So that's the thing. So now you take the Eagles, and you probably won't like it, but see, I actually like this because it's so different. That to me,
It's okay.
Okay, all right, I'll take that. It's okay. There we go. It's one of my favorites. This one's just horrible. The Aaron Rodgers, the one that he's wearing there. Green Bay.
The cheesehead version of their uniforms.
It has a circle with a number in it. I don't like it. It looks like a practice jersey.
Oh yeah, I don't like those.
I don't like them at all.
They used to throw those back a decent amount though.
Yeah, I know.
And then it has the really pale yellow pants, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like an off-white.
Because they didn't have colored pants. It was just it was all that kind of tan. So that's what they're simulating.
I think the Steelers got some very biased obviously, but some of the best throwbacks.
Dude, those Broncos ones are hideous. You see that?
This right here, yeah.
What is that?
It's yeah.
It's yellow and brown.
Honestly, this is better than Cleveland's right now.
My God, that's bad.
Yeah, so throwbacks are coming back in a little more dynamic fashion because of the helmets, so that's cool. It'll be nice.
This is the most Aiden comment ever. Imagine the Browns' helmets are just a never-ending spiral of orange helmets.
Whoa. That'd be trippy. That'd be weird.
Only him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect anybody else to comment that.
Such an ugly helmet, too. Just orange, nothing else.
Just kill it with fire.
No logo, no nothing. And then their helmet is their logo.
I'm over that, man. I'm over it.
Their helmet is their logo.
I'm absolutely over it.
Yikes.
I just, at this point, I'm pick a lane.
The helmet's the logo.
Because,
so bad.
the Rams had that, but their helmet also wasn't just a default helmet that you would see in a Madden
a design on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
I'm trying to think of another. Well, the old Patriots ones, the red ones, they were cool.
Those are cool. I like those.
The red. What else? The red Falcon helmets. I like those.
They just kind of remind me of ketchup.
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Seattle should completely cut out their black, all black uniform barrage, and just hear me out when I say this. Their silver helmets, the one that Steve Largent wore, those are the best. It's not close.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do.
Yep.
I think that would be the silver ones there. The Cardinals are the definition of the Browns, like you were saying. Just because it's boring doesn't mean it's they're just so plain.
Yeah. So, okay. So throwbacks, we covered that. What else? Is there anything else?
What else do you have?
I don't know, man.
It's been a kind of a dead period. If DeCastro didn't get released,
I know we would have had nothing.
We would have just talked about your trip. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, not much going on. When's training camp start?
Not soon enough.
Is it August?
I think it is August. Or end July. OTAs are done.
Yes, OTAs are done.
So we're officially in the dead period
Very dead.
The NFL season.
Starting
the
around
NFL
August
calendar.
10th is when teams
Oh
are gonna
my
start.
God. Yes, we're in the dead
This is when it's
zone.
dead.
This is when it's so dead.
Oh boy. That sucks. Yep.
Well, I mean, hey, we'll keep creating content. We'll still be here. We'll still give you videos and whatnot, and the live streams. It's a lot of fun, even when there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I would definitely.
Are you going to any other games so far, or you just got the Steelers and then the Rams in New York so far?
Just the Steelers and the Rams, I would say.
Are you trying to go to more?
I'm trying to, but with everything going on, like it's
It's a lot.
It's just like I just don't know. There's a lot of like just question marks.
And also, you have to travel across the country to go.
Oh, that's not a problem. I have
don't
so
care
many
about
miles,
that?
dude. I could
Yeah.
probably do it twice without paying. Like, yeah,
Well, that's good. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Southwest for you.
my biggest hurdle is like the traveling is gonna suck, because I guess I could take a plane instead of doing like a car ride every time, because a car is 8 hours almost. Well, not 8, like 7,
Yeah.
which would be kind of a not a fun drive to do for 8 times. 8 times, because I'm
That's
trying to
true.
go to 8 games. I'm
Yeah, I mean,
halfway there.
I don't know. I think you could probably do that.
But a plane would be nice, because it'd be like 45 minutes, I think.
That'd be insane.
It'd be nice, just a little hop skip. But
Get a private jet,
yeah, I've been making some videos on some of these players, and have you had this thought before, where like Trey Turner, my Trey Turner video, I wasn't glowing about the guy.
Yeah.
Same with like a Dwayne Haskins video I made.
I probably know where you're going with this.
Like, people see my videos, and do you ever worry that like you're gonna see the player at like, because you're going to the games and stuff, and they'll like hate you, and you're like, oh my, like, well, I'm a fan. I'm being honest. I'm sorry, but like it doesn't matter, because they'll just see like negativity and be like, oh, Adam Steele, yeah, he's a jerk because he said this about me, when it's not meant to be personal. But like, how can you almost not take it personal?
Yeah,
Do you ever
I see
worry
what you're
about that?
saying. I mean, I think the only one that would have an issue with me, and probably wouldn't even know I'm the one, is Micah Kaiser.
Well, yeah, he follows you on Twitter, or like follows your stuff on Twitter, and like,
He doesn't. He just
Hate
looks
likes
up
it,
his name and.
but he hate likes your stuff.
Yeah, but it's not me personally. It's the downtown Rams.
Oh, right.
So
Yeah, I just get worried about that, because like at the end of the day, I love anyone who's a Steeler. I love NFL players in general. I think they're, what they do is incredible, but I can't always just be like, they're amazing, they're perfect, because
well, yeah. I mean, remember my my article I did on Jordan Brooks, the linebacker, and his mom commented, and she was like,
was it slightly negative?
it was like being honest, but like also like that he had potential. Like he was a good prospect. I just don't think he was perfect by any stretch. And like his mom commented, and apparently like she was going hard after like anybody that said anything bad about him.
Right.
She gave me a pretty decent, comment. She's like, appreciate the write up on my son, and yes, Jordan's working on that area of his game, and I disagree with this, and like,
well, that's respectful. That's
yeah,
fine.
exactly. But like then there's others like, oh dude, I don't know if you saw, but Deshaun Jackson's mom was going hard at anybody that was like making fun of the deal.
Really?
saying
He's been
that
in the league
like
for like 10 years, and she's still
yeah,
at people.
she was at them.
I can understand it for like young players and rookies and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, I get a little worried about it, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't want to burn any bridges. Like, I love my team, obviously, and I love.
I think it's a tough.
So I'm trying to. When you try and cover it, though, you want to cover it honestly,
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
and it's never personal. But you're talking about a person, so it almost is by nature personal in a way. Like, but I do worry about that. Like, I'm kind of concerned if I go to a game, like a player I talk negative about is gonna be like, "Oh, I hate it." Like I said, or like just say some stuff. I don't know, man. But what can you do? You can't just sugarcoat everything, man, right?
Yeah, it's funny because Nolan just my friend Nolan, he just commented, "Mama D-Jack's ready for war." It's like, no, she is though. Like, and I'm not hating on her at all. But yeah, I do know what you mean, and I think it's the nature of the beast. I mean, that's what it comes down to. When not everybody wants to take a step into this direction, into content creation like this.
You're under a microscope.
But when you do, you have to be prepared that maybe, that dude that's not as qualified as you, like as far as knowledge base, but has maybe more accolades or whatever, is going to get a job with the Steelers before you, because they'll remember all the stuff that you said and they'll be like, yeah, I don't know if we could keep him under like PR wraps. And so they'll pick the other guy. You see what I'm saying? So, I think that's definitely something that's why, when people that are making this content, they're taking that and they're trying to do it. I think they're trying to do it for a living.
Yeah, but I will say something cool about it is that I didn't know this, but Juju's mom saw the Juju video I made about him defending him towards the end of last season.
Ooh, that was good.
She saw it.
You got to keep that same energy though, because
appreciated it.
she's probably watching every video now. Like, what?
I don't know if she is.
No, but still.
But she saw it and appreciated it, and that makes me feel good, because I'm sure as a mother she felt really terrible seeing everyone hate her son essentially for really
No reason.
making a TikTok. Like,
He's just.
remember that towards the end of the season he was being like diva, awful teammate, bad at foot. Like,
It's just the maturity factor. They like.
making him a villain though. Imagine as a mother or a parent or even a sibling watching them become a villain because they make TikToks. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
What?
Well, and at this point, everyone makes TikToks, so it's not like
Remember that though?
No, yeah.
It was like he, was a criminal. It was crazy. So
I know.
I'm glad that I was able to be a voice supporting her son, and she saw it. Hopefully, it made her feel better. But that was cool when I found that out. But yeah, that's just the nature of the beast with what we do.
I'm not stopping.
People are gonna hate us.
Not stopping.
Yeah.
But I mean, the same token, I've interviewed over 400, 500 people. So, at the same time, it's like, while there's some people that might have that against you, I'm still getting Kurt Warner on my podcast. Still did a live stream with Blake Cashman like not long ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think the thing is, people realize like you're trying to report, or not report necessarily, but analyze. Because, I mean, anyone could be an analyst. That's the biggest thing. Like, I know everyone just hears analyst and they're like,
everyone can be a critic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you look up analyze
Everyone's
or analyst in the dictionary, like, we're analysts, but so are people at home.
Yeah,
And it's
we're all
like,
critics.
yeah.
Everyone's a critic of something.
But I think as long as you can't have a take and not have a take. Like, you can't just be like, he sucks, and then just walk away. You have to explain to me, why does he suck? And why are you describing an NFL player in that way?
Yeah.
Because I try to avoid words like trash,
that's
sucks,
that's just rude. It's
bum.
Yeah, exactly.
So pretty much like Yankee fan culture, because it just, everybody's a bum.
Right.
I don't know why. That's my least favorite culture in sports. That baseball fan culture where they're like, boo, you a bum. Like, I'm so done with that. Like, find something else to do. Like, I cannot believe, like, don't get me wrong. There are players that I don't like. There are players that I feel aren't as good. There are players that are getting paid that probably shouldn't be getting paid, yada, yada. But I just hate, like, that culture of, like, calling people, like, bums and trash.
That's Twitter culture.
Well, it's also at the stadium and,
Right, but those are, like, fans.
Yeah, well, it's annoying.
If I see someone calling
Oh, that's different, yeah.
trash, I'm like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah, like, Art Cheeks, that's my favorite. Like, oh, he's Cheeks, man.
That's funny.
It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I never use those words. I always just kind of, like, I just think they're not that great, or, like, whatever.
Yeah, just like, yeah. Well, I don't hold back. So, like, when I'm doing, like, a breakdown, I'll be like, there are times where, like, his motor runs hot and cold. And then people will be like, are you calling him lazy? And I'm like, kind of. I mean, you want a video, me being honest, I'm going to be honest, So, I mean, I don't know. But,
Good talk.
yeah,
Anything else you want to?
I think that's going to do it. We're going to keep this up. Going to try to get... We got to get more subscribers. We're at 491. I think that's going to come when the season starts. I think it's going to keep going up. We feel pretty good, obviously, about that number, but if you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe.
I'm not worried about it until the season starts, to be honest.
No, I feel that. So go hit up his YouTube. Go watch his video on Trey Turner. If you want to be a Trey Turner expert, have something to talk about at the water cooler tomorrow at work. All right, assuming that you're not working from home, since everybody seems to be. Go check out his video, Adam Steele. You can check out my stuff at the Jake ELLENBOGEN channel. And you can follow Adam at Renegade Adam on Twitter. I'm JK Bogan on Twitter. We have Instagram. I'm sure you have a TikTok too. So you can follow him on TikTok, Adam himself, I believe. I don't even know what mine is. Like, I have a TikTok. I don't even know. But yeah, we'll have like graphics and stuff. But yeah, you guys take care. Have a great Sunday, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Later.